we present a pipeline to integrate multiple types of vision-based sensors with different fields of view to visually servo the robot arm to a predetermined contact point and estimate the pose of a fixed object relative to the sensors at contact. With our collocated camera and tactile sensor setup, we obtain two image streams, one each from the RGB channel of the real sense on the left, the RGB camera on the right, and a depth stream of the real sense and the gel side image at contact. The corresponding sensors and their data streams have been marked with red lines. We show that with the captured data, we can predict trajectories on the fly, localize objects, and refine our pose estimates upon contact. And finally, we can even disambiguate between confusing tactile data while localizing contacts on object. These are our main results. We show our results with objects of dimensions which preempts the use of off-the-shelf depth sensors and algorithms for accurate pose estimation. To identify the point of contact at the end of the trajectory, we look at one of the on-hand cameras and notice that in the camera frame, the yellow cross mark does not translate. Intuitively, this is the direction of our heading. The squared magnitude of the optic flow across subsequent frames assumes the shape of a paraboloid, and the minima annotated by red dots on the image to the right is the minimum of the optic flow surface. This point gives us an estimate of the potential point of contact in the image frame of the hand-mounted cameras. This is only valid as long as the major camera motion is parallel to the axis of projection of the camera between two frames. However, while implementing this on the robot, we found that the point of expansion calculation over small intervals of vertical travel was not reliable. On the right, we show how the predicted point of expansion fluctuates as the robot approaches the target in the workspace. On the left, we provide an approximate projection of the point of expansion of 100 monocular frame pairs. We note that they are spread around the actual point of contact, which is just below the yellow cross mark on the object. Using this, we could predict the potential point of contact with a worst case accuracy of 1.5 centimeters at the beginning of the trajectory, which improved to about 2 millimeters as we reached the target. The ability to correct trajectory errors on the fly might be an important requirement if the end goal changes due to an update of the object measurement or due to the movement of the object. In this case, we only require pixel space errors in the frame of the hand-mounted cameras instead of workspace coordinate errors to correct the trajectories. We demonstrate our correction in the inset figure. The plot shows two trajectories in red, which have 10 centimeter errors each in X and Y direction. The green lines are the corresponding corrected trajectories. We could correct reliably up to 5 millimeter position goal errors. This is our localization pipeline. We start by aligning the centroids and orienting the camera from the edge map. Next, we recover the scalar projection by minimizing a dense edge-based cost. Next, we transfer the pose to the gel side frame. Finally, we minimize a per pixel cost on the depth and the surface normals obtained by processing the gel side data and calculate the pose of object at contact. We demonstrate localizing objects using vision and subsequently identifying the location of contact after the tactile measurement has been recorded. We also provide the physical dimensions of the objects on the slide. We could also localize smaller objects using the same pipeline. The dimensions of the objects are next to the objects. Especially for small objects, sometimes the pose estimate by the RGB cameras has some error, which is mostly addressed by the tactile sensing. We could also localize contact in presence of confusing tactile features. In this case, the robot touched the middle of the row of teeth on the slider. The wider field of view of the camera helps us disambiguate the tactile sensor location when the tactile image is featureless or could match many locations on the target. We found that having a tactile and visual sensors with coincidental optic axis would help. In our current setup, the cameras are 6 centimeters apart from the gel side due to their physical dimensions, and this introduces discrepancies in the views of the cameras and the simulated view of the gel side, especially for slender objects. To address this, we hope to remove the elastomer of the gel side and create a foveated ensemble of cameras in place, which can interchangeably work as a vision and a tactile sensor. It would also solve the surface degradation problem of the tactile sensor and its future work. We thank you for your time and attention. Slides and supplementary materials can be found in the link below.